Do you want to speed up your workflow and increase your productivity? Then a mouse is a perfect device for you. I have been using laptop trackpads for most of my work, but when I bought the Logitech Pebble mouse last year to use it with my Mac, I found that I was efficient with my workflow. While Logitech Pebble mouse is reasonably affordable and works well, I wasn't sure why people would go for expensive mouse like the Logitech MX Master or the Logitech Lightspeed. But I always heard good things about the MX Master series from the people who owned it. I had already it in my wish list, but since it was so expensive, I couldn't really purchase it. But I saw that the Logitech Lightspeed was on sale and is pretty much half the price of the MX Master 3. So I got that one. It is pretty much like the MX Master 3 but has more buttons and is almost half the price of what MX Master is selling for. The packaging of the Logitech Lightspeed G604 mouse has the mouse itself, one AA battery, a USB type A extension. Along with that, there are some paper for instructions and the specifications of the mouse. And when I compare it with my Pebble mouse, it is a little bigger than that, but it fit into my palm very nicely. It has a bit of texture, so I love it. You can rest your thumb into the arc shape and the two fingers sit nicely on the primary and the secondary button. The thumbs can easily access all the 6 buttons on the side. Your index finger has access to 2 buttons on the side of the primary button. You can also click the scroll wheel with it and tilt the wheel in right or left direction. All these actions can be programmed using the G Hub application. More on that later. There are 2 buttons just below the scroll wheel. One is to switch between hard scroll and infinite scroll. The other is to switch between the Bluetooth mode and the wireless transmitter mode. The infinite scroll feels like the wheel spins like crazy. I mean, it is helpful for programmers to scroll through thousands of lines of codes, or maybe people who are looking at spreadsheets because they can look at all of their spreadsheet in just a single scroll. So the hard wheel is okay-ish. I find that it doesn't work that well on Mac. Maybe there is no other mouse that will work smoothly like the trackpad scroll. So we have it. The Lightspeed G604 is targeted towards the gamer. All the G series keyboard and mouse is targeted towards the gaming market, and the MX series mouse and keyboards are targeted towards the pro consumer who are into programming and computer stuff. The MX series uses other software for customization called Logitech Options. It is similar to Logitech G Hub, the software for gaming mouse and keyboards, with minor difference. One minor difference is the absence of Logitech Flow, which lets users control 2 computers with a single mouse and keyboard, the MX series. Mostly the customization of programmable buttons of the keyboards and mouse is similar in both the software. There is no rule not to use a gaming mouse for a productivity or a productivity mouse for a gaming, because also we have gaming computers that are used for editing purpose or high resource intensive tasks. You can use gaming computers, so there is no rule like that you cannot use this for productivity purpose. I think this is a great mouse. The software gives you more options to customize is according to you. There are profiles you can set for different applications, and you can also program 11 buttons for individual software. The profile gets automatically switched between software whichever is active. For example, if you're in Google Chrome, the Google Chrome profile will be activated and all the shortcuts will be used for Google Chrome. The Logitech Lightspeed G604 also has onboard memory, which means the profiles can also be saved on the mouse itself. So if the mouse is not connected to the software, it will still be able to recognize in which software you are active, and it will change the profile, switch the profile accordingly. You can reprogram them to do a custom action, assign a command, or create a macro where you type a keyboard shortcut, a predefined text or emoji, open an application that can be triggered using that button. It is very convenient to use something like this. You can click a single button and one action is performed. So it is so convenient to do something with a click of a button instead of using both your hands to press one keyboard shortcut, especially if you are in a creative zone. You can program buttons to copy paste attributes from photos to other photo, and open a comparison panel, switch between images in applications like Lightroom, or you can add hard to remember keyboard shortcuts in video editing software to perform a specific action. And the fact that you can map 11 such complex keyboard shortcuts to your mouse for individual applications makes it worth it. It is pretty hard to find a mouse that works well with Mac. I've used a lot of them. Only the Logitech Pebble was good enough to give a good experience. Good enough because I was not pleased with the scrolling, the smooth scrolling, the way that I get from the trackpad. This is the same complaint I have with this Logitech Lightspeed G604 mouse as well. The scrolling needs to be at par with the scrolling on the trackpad. The mouse DPI can be customized. There are dedicated buttons on the mouse, 2 buttons on the side of the primary button that can be used for increasing or decreasing the DPI. I have kept the DPI for 1600 and I usually switch between 800 or 1600, although it can go to as high as 3400. While using the scroll wheel on web pages, I found that it is a bit laggy. It responds a few seconds later, and that is why I use my trackpad. I'm not relying on the scroll wheel of this mouse. I use it for buttons only. So you have to keep it in mind if you want to use it with Mac. After several weeks of using it, I built the muscle memory to use all the buttons on the mouse. So this is how I use this Logitech mouse in my workflow. I have remapped 6 buttons on the side to do different actions whenever I'm doing something inside the operating system. This is not for any application, this is for the operating system itself. So the top 3 buttons are like paste, copy, move to trash, and the bottom 3 buttons are open app, screen grab, and close tab. For Google Chrome, the top 3 buttons are paste, copy, delete, and the bottom 3 buttons are for voice typing, speaking the text, and close tab. And for Google Chrome, I have programmed the scroll wheel also. When I tilt it to left, I switch to the tab on the left hand side, and I tilt it to the right hand side, I switch to the right tab on Google Chrome. Third application I'm using it with is Final Cut Pro, where I edit my videos. So there are some effects that I have mapped to the 6 keys. For the top 3 buttons, it's adjustment layer, title, zoom in, zoom out, and for bottom 3 buttons, one adds dynamic background, the next button dims the background or slightly darkens it so that I can add the title and it is clearly visible, and the third button at the bottom adds glitch jump cut. This is something that I use on a daily basis. So these are 3 profiles that I am currently using. I may add more, but I think even just for one profile, like even for video editing, the mouse is totally worth it at ₹6,000. I'll put the link in the description of this video. You can check it out. If you want to buy, you can buy it from there. And there is also a written article on the website techtipper.com. You can read that if you want. Link will be in the description as well. This is it. I hope you find this useful. If you did, you can hit the like button and subscribe to watch more videos like this and make your life easy. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.